This bill I'm about to sign into law, in my view, represents what I've always believed. America is the only nation in the world, and I believe this every fiber of my being, the only nation in the world that can be defined, as I told Xi Jinping several years ago, by a single word. He asked me to define America for him when I was in China. He and I were alone in the Tibetan Plateau. I said I can do it in one word, and I mean it. Possibilities. In America, everything is possible. We believe every and anything is possible. It's part of the soul of this country. I mean, it really is. This is the moment we face. I really mean this. I believe with every fiber of my being. We hear all the noise out there. We know there are those who focus more on seeking power and securing the future, and securing the future. Those who seek division instead of strength and unity. Who tear down rather than build up. Today is a day for builders. Today, America is delivering. Delivering. Whoa. All right.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. He calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free or bond, to receive the M.A.R.K. in their R-I-H-T-H-A-N-D, or in their F-O-R-E-H-E-A-D-S. Verse 17 in the book of Revelations, 13th chapter in the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he that has the M.A.R.K., or the name of the B-E-A-S-T, or the number of his name." Revelations 18 and 13. Here's the number, let him that understand counting the number of the B-E-S-T, for it is the number of a man, and his number is, you know what, 100, 60, and you know what. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles and the great millstone, pushing his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered in the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. As you seen, Joe Biden, made that announcement that he's creating more chips, of computer chips, and competition with China and the tech industry, because China is dominating in that when it comes to technology, with the cell phones and televisions and anything that's technology related to the computers as well too, and everything you name in the category that's technology wise. And he was mentioning those chips, those computer chips, and then and it comes into mind that that's when that M.O.T.B comes in, that corruption, because we are getting a step closer, which the scriptures that I just referenced to, of those chips being on its way to here in the daughter of Babylon, that shows you that the hour of temptation is coming, that the M.O.T.B is on its way. We are now more step closer now than ever of the M.O.T.B is being more implemented, you know, because there's going to be a time where you have to use that information that'll be right in your body. But I'm not going to say much about it because I don't want my channel to get the you know what, which is a strike or and examples like that. So that's why I keep it in code. But yeah, we are a step closer to the M.O.T.B, that Karagma, that outward temptation. Either you down with this Idumean agenda, and it's gonna go all the way into 2030 as well too. That's a new agenda that's coming as well too. The NWA, the outward temptation, when they try to have those things implemented in you, so you can have all your information stored in your BODY, like your important documentation papers, your social security number, your driver's license, your bank information, and then, once you have all that stuff, secured in your BODEY, because that either you down with this BEAST system, because like the scripture says, you can't serve two masters. You're gonna love the one and not like the other. So that means if you're down with this upcoming the Karagma of the M.O.T.B, the outward temptation, either if you down with this BEAST system, which is about to be fully implemented very soon, because it's going to be a cashless society, a full all cashless society, because we are definitely entering in those times, especially how the way technology is being more advanced nowadays, because everything is going to be more advanced into being digital, a fast-paced, non-stop technology digital, because we are definitely entering in those times as a cashless society. The paper dollar might be valued right now, but when it comes to time, everything is going to be full digital, paperless digital, because the value of the dollar is not going to be no more value, because everything is going to be digital, That's why they trying to push for this chip. That's why this chip is going to be important. Either you down with this NWA agenda and this BEAST system and the Karagma, because everything is going to be full digital. And I'm going to bring up a news article in regards to that, Salakia. Salakia. Oh, spelled his name wrong. Salakia. Yep, this is from Associated Press, and a highlight of this news article, and it reads from Associated Press: Joe Biden signs a $280 billion chip act to boost U.S. over China. Because these are the two superpowers, even though China is on top of that list of superpower when it comes to technology. And it says President Joe Biden on Tuesday signed a $280 billion bipartisan bill to boost domestic high-tech manufacturing parks of the administration push to boost the competitiveness over China. A flatness by scores of lawmakers and unions of officials and law politicians and business leaders. Biden fitted the legislation a core part of his economic agenda that will incentives investments in the American semiconductor industry in efforts to ease the U.S. reliance on overseas supply points, which is like made in China, made in Taiwan, in other countries that manufacture these things, which is not American owned, overseas supply chains and critical cutting edge goods. The future of the chip industry is going to be made in America. Right, they pushing for that chip. We're getting one step closer to that M.O.T.B, that corral. Even though they trying to say it's about computer chips and electronics and phones, computers, laptops, TVs, anything that's electronic. But it's going to be pushed for that chip, that M.O.T.B, that corral. It says the future of the chip industry is going to be made in America. It says Biden says in swearing Rose Garden ceremony, because you have like big tech jobs over there, like in San Francisco or Seattle, like Seattle, Washington, where you have like Microsoft stationed there and everything. And then those big tech jobs, I believe for the past couple of years has declined, because they was mostly the high paying tech jobs like in San Francisco or any parts of California and the West Coast of like the upper Northwest, right, the upper Northwest Western region, Portland and Seattle and parts of San Francisco, the Bay Area. Because that's where you had those like technology tech jobs, So continuing on with the reading, I just want to add 2 cents on it in regards to the technology. It says the future of chip industries is going to be made in America. Biden says it is sweltering Rose Garden ceremony Tuesday refers to the diminutive devices that power everything from smartphones to computers to automobiles. And legislation set aside a $52 billion specifically to bolster the computer chip sector. The bill has been more than a year in the making, but finally clearing both chambers of Congress late last month with a significant bipartisan margins. The Senate passed 64 to 33 with 17 GOP senators supporting it, while the House quickly followed suit with the 243-107 vote that includes 24 House Republicans favor. Indo party leaders began urging their ranks to vote against it after Democrats advanced a separate sweeping bill focusing on climate and healthcare. And it says the White House sought to begin Slovakia. It says the White House sought Tuesday begin the selling of the immediate impact of the semiconductor measuring nothing that the micron and leading U.S. chip manufacturer will announce a $40 billion plan to boost domestic productions of memory chips, while the Qualcomm and global foundries will unveil a $44.2 billion expansion in upstate New York chip plant. It says the administration also repeatedly portraying this legislation as a critical component and a counter influence of rising China and ensure the U.S. can maintain a competitive edge against Beijing, particularly the Semiconductor Manufacturing Administration has held multiple briefings for lawmakers to sketch out the national security implications of this bill, and noted during his remarks Tuesday that the Chinese government has lobbied us business against the legislation. The Chip and Science Act is going to expire, and a lot of new generation Americans. To answer that question, what's next? Biden said on Tuesday during the signing ceremony, decade from now, people will look back at this week. We pass and all we move on that. We made the moment of this reflection point in history. And it says Tuesday's ceremony is one of the several public events Biden has scheduled since recovering from the you-know-what 19, including a visiting flood-ravaged Kentucky on Monday and another signing event on Wednesday for legislation aiding veterans who have suffered from non-toxic burn pits. It says, but Biden appears to be dealing with some residual symptoms and coughing and heavy several times during his remarks and apologizing at one point doing so. So yeah, that's that another sign step closer to the M.O.T.B, the Quran. And I'm going to bring it out again for edification's sake. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. He calls all both small and great, rich and poor, free of bond, to receive a M-A-R-K in their right hand, or in their F-O-R-E-H-E-A-D-S. Right, and this goes for the rich and the poor, the middle class, the lower class, and the upper class. It doesn't matter what class you in, to the lower class, to the upper class, free of bond, to receive that in the right part of their body, in the upper part of their head as well too, That's that M.O.T.B. That's why they pushing that chip. That's why Joe Biden signed that bill to compete with the computer chip and technology industry, And then, while that's being said, and it's a push right along with the chip as well too, because everything is gonna be all full digital, and that's the M.O.T.B comes into a full effect, because we are definitely one step closer to that M.O.T.B, as which is recorded in the book of Revelations 13 through 16 through 17, and through verse 18, because everything is going to be all digital, because you're going to have everything stored digital in your B-O-D-Y, because that's when that hour of temptation comes, because when that time comes of everything is being full digital, because the dollar is going to be no more value, because in order to maintain yourself in this society when those times come, because we are entering in those times of that push for that M.O.T.B, and we are even more steps closer to the push of the M.O.T.B. Hey, you're going to have to either way to buy or sell, you're going to have to conform to that B-E-A-S-T, and to have that stuff stored in the B-O-D-Y to be able to maintain yourself in this society, to be able to maintain your livelihood, paying rent or paying bills, or going at the grocery stores, or going to your job, to scan yourself in with that stuff implementing your B-O-D-E-Y, because there's going to be a test for that. That's that hour of temptation. That's why they pushing furthermore with that chip. And it's being, you know, and it's being shown, we're seeing it right in front of our eyes of that M.O.T.B being pushed. And we are definitely one step closer to that, because everything is going to be full digital. Now we looking at it right now as, things are digital, like paperless, like when you have your bills coming through the mail, you normally get it, check the mailbox, you see your mail, see your bill came in, like your phone bill or cell phone bill, light bill, gas bill, stuff like that. Now, they normally, they'll give you the option, you want to go paperless, or you just want to have it regular, your regular mail of your bills that you pay every month, coming through the mail. So that's how it's going to be. That's just a prime example on how it's going to be, because everything is going to be paperless. The paper dollar is not going to be no more value. You ain't going to need your important papers, like your state ID, your driver's license, your birth certificate, your social security card, your important papers, your bill papers, all that, because everything is going to be all digital. And it's going to be implemented in your M.O.T.B, because that's why they're pushing for that chip. That's why Joe Biden signed that bill into law, so they can compete with China in the technology industry, and globally as well too. That's why they want to push that forth, that NWA agenda, which is approaching in 2030, They want to push that BEAST system even forward now more than ever. That's when that M.O.T.B comes into a full effect, because we are definitely a step closer to that, So with that, I hope this was edifying. Hope this sit-down lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I would like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles and the great millstone, pushing this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, pushing this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, pushing this word truthfully and sincerely. That be like unto the speckled bird, pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, before I close out this lesson, on this August the 9th, 2022 at 3:29 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Tuesday afternoon. So yeah, after Joe Biden signed this bill to push for the CHIPS Act to bid their boost over Taiwan for the technology industry and be more competition with China. So yeah, that shows another sign right there that the M.O.T.B is being pushed, and it's another sign that it's getting close to that. As I brought out the scriptures in the book of Revelations 13 through 16 through verse 18. So we are definitely getting a step closer to the push of the M.O.T.B, that Quran, So with that, I would say shalom and a ball.